Hello, and thank you to all of you dream supporters for tuning into today's video. And yes, I called you a dream supporter because each and every one of you that watches my videos, who subscribe to my channel, who like my content, you guys are helping me achieve my dream of growing my influence, of helping others through my experience and through my advice. So thank you to all of you. I'm very grateful. Today I'm going to be walking you through the 4 stages of making a hard decision. And I'm going to be doing that during a 5-mile run. So stay tuned. Thank you. Oh, cool. It's nice. Views. In my previous video, I came up with a quote and I shared it, where we live life through our bodies, but how we live our life is through our choices. We're faced with choices of different magnitudes every day. Every moment of our life we have to make a choice. That's the beauty of the consciousness, is we get the power to decide for ourselves what we want to do. I'm here today to share some insights and some advice for those of you that may be feeling like you're stuck at a crossroads in your life. All change takes some level of sacrifice. You give up a part of yourself to allow another part of yourself to grow, especially when it comes to the bigger life decisions. I'm going to intentionally leave out the words good and bad, because good and bad indicates that you do something right or wrong. And of course, in the ethics of humanity, there is right and wrong. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to avoid the use of good and bad, because the point here is to assist in making a decision and ridding the burdens of right and wrong, shame, ridding all of that, to allow the spirit, the true self, to shine and make the right choice for you as an individual person. And when you add good and bad into that, it clouds the judgment a little bit. Instead of good and bad, I figured it would be more appropriate to use light and dark. Life in its entirety is made up of light and dark. There's also a light and dark side to choices that you make. Big choices will also entail a bit of growth, but it'll also entail a little bit of grief. You'll become face to face with a conflict, an internal conflict. There's going to be a part of you that wants to take one path, and a part of you that wants to take the other. And when you're faced with that internal conflict, making the decision is the only way to set yourself free. For many, making that sacrifice is too scary. It's too difficult, which inevitably leads a lot of people to stay in that limbo of conflict, internal conflict, of not knowing what to do, feeling stuck. No matter what choice you make, what decision you make, there's going to be light and dark, there's going to be pleasure, there's going to be pain, there's going to be growth, there's going to be grief, there's going to be celebration, there's going to be loss, there's going to be smiles, there's going to be tears. There is always 2 sides to everything in life. And that's what makes it beautiful. Because to truly live, you need to experience both sides. And you also learning how to be okay with that. Understand that whatever decision you make, it is going to be right for you. Give yourself the kudos. Live a life without regret. Move forward in life. Grow. Because that's what life's all about, man. Let me give y'all a little bit of a reality check here. The longer you stay in conflict, in limbo, the longer you avoid making that choice or that big decision, the more suffering you're going to endure. No matter what, hands down, you are going to suffer because you are going to be in a constant state of conflict. No doubt big life-changing decisions, they're terrifying. They're scary, but they need to be made. To live life fully, you have to embrace the discomfort of making those decisions, moving forward in whatever path you choose. Avoiding it is only going to bring you down. It's going to bring your frequency down. The quicker that you can learn to move through these stages of decision making, the better off your life is going to be. The sooner you can get back to living your life on that new path that you chose to take. It is very important to first outline the conflict. What are you experiencing? What are your choices? And do a rough draft. It's easy if you write this down. Write out the lights and the darks of both choices. Really bring them to the forefront of your mind. Bring awareness to it. And understand that, so you at least have a foundation to work off of as you go through this process of making this decision. Many people get stuck at this first stage of outlining the conflict because, I'll tell you why, it's a lot easier to avoid it in its entirety. Why am I going to bring to light a decision or a choice? Why am I going to bring awareness to that when I don't even want to make it? You know, a lot of people, they avoid it. I am one of those people. I'm growing this muscle to make decisions faster and more concise and efficient, but it takes practice. It also takes awareness, a certain level of awareness, and it also takes the ability to be able to look at both light and dark of both without judgment. And it also takes the ability to understand that regardless of the choice you make, you're going to experience pain. Most people avoid making a decision because they were trying to avoid pain. The green pastures. When faced with a conflict, it's a good idea to seek advice from the people that are closest to you, that you trust most. But also keep in mind, when you're seeking your advisors, make sure that they can relate to the crossroad that you're faced at, to the conflict that you're enduring. For instance, if your conflict has to do with career development and you want to grow in your career and you're faced with a hard decision to make whether or not to take this new job, etc., probably not a good idea to take advice from somebody that doesn't have a career. Be aware, be conscious of who you choose to be your advisors, because inevitably they will have some impact on your decision. But also remember, no matter how much advice you get, this is your life. It's your decision, and you're the only one that has to live with it. Nobody else. Always remember that your advisors will always give you advice from a place of their experience, their own individual experience. They're going to try their best to put themselves in your shoes. A good advisor will do their best to have empathy and put themselves in your shoes when they give you the advice. But regardless of that, they will always come from a place of their own experience. It is important for you to understand that you are the subject matter expert for your life, for you. Nobody else knows your life, knows your feelings, knows what's right for you more than you do. So keep that in mind when you're making a decision. It's good to weigh in the advice of the others, but inevitably, you're the expert of your life. And if you're not, then you got to do some work to become that expert. After going through the stage of advisement from those closest to you, you need to move to that next stage of meditating on it, spending time with yourself, and weighing out the lights and darks of each road. Because remember, you're the one that has to live with it. So, and at the end of the day, the decision that you make needs to be the right one for you. So it may come down to where 99% of your advisor said to take road A, but the right one for you, after you do your own soul searching, might be road B. It's spending a little bit of time with yourself to do one final way out of the light and the dark parts of the choices that you have, and finally making a decision. They always look so cool. Once you decide on what road to take, the final piece is committing. You have to commit to the choices you make in your life. Life is not worth living with regret. Own your choices, own your life. For all of you out there that are faced with a hard decision, I wish you the best of luck, and just know that regardless of the decision you make, it will be the right one for you. So, good luck. Nice. Thumbs up. Beautiful.